Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Samurai Xjaws, and today I want to talk to you guys about the Ghost perk in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, because I put a video up on my channel 2 days ago where I showed my subscribers how to build a stealth class, a stealth rushing class, I might add, for Black Ops 2, and I got quite a bit of backlash from people who didn't like the fact that I used it as my first perk on that class, and then it became evident to me that not a lot of people know about the changes that have been made to the perk for Black Ops 2, and why I think now it is more balanced than it has ever been in the Call of Duty series. So let's talk about how this perk has changed over the past couple Call of Duties, and also why now in the Call of Duty series it's finally going to fit in and not going to be this overpowered or unbalanced perk. So in Call of Duty 4 and World at War, the UAV jammer and the equivalent to that perk, I can't remember what it was called, for World at War, those were not really powerful perks, and you didn't see them used all that much because, one, they didn't keep you hidden from kill streaks, and two, the only kill streak that they did keep you hidden from was the UAV. It didn't stop you from being killed by airstrikes or attack helicopters or dogs, obviously, in World at War. And also, it was in the same tier as Stopping Power and Juggernaut, which is hugely, hugely important. Because Stopping Power and Juggernaut were such dominant perks, and they almost felt like they were necessities for your class in those games, people didn't want to stray from that, and oftentimes wouldn't choose UAV Jammer because of that. It had some serious competition, I guess you could say. So in those games, it wasn't too bad. But then in Modern Warfare 2, Cold-Blooded was introduced, and Juggernaut was removed from the game. So first of all, by taking out Juggernaut, that's one less perk for it to compete against, one less good perk for it to compete against in that tier, making a little bit more people use it. And also, Cold-Blooded was made to keep you off of enemy kill streaks like the Predator missile and the Chopper Gunner, the AC-130. And that really, really made it pretty powerful. But because Stopping Power was in the game, it wasn't used that much, and people didn't really notice the power that it could have. But then Black Ops came out. Stopping Power and Juggernaut were neither one of those two perks was in Call of Duty Black Ops, and Ghost was in the first tier, so a lot of people used it, and it had the same benefits as Cold-Blooded. It kept you off of kill streaks and also kept you off the UAV. So I think Ghost Pro was the worst offender in the Call of Duty series, and was the least balanced offender, or least balanced, Ghost or Ghost equivalent perk in any Call of Duty game that we've seen. And then for Modern Warfare 3, a slight improvement was made. Assassin and Blind Eye were split up into two perks, which is definitely the right way to go. And Assassin, just keeps you off of UAV, and I think counters counter UAVs and EMPs, stuff like that. And then now, in the Black Ops 2 game, the changes that have been made for Modern Warfare 3 continued over into Black Ops 2, where it's two separate perks, one that keeps you off of the radar, which is, I think, Cold-Blooded, and one that keeps you hidden from kill streaks, which I think is Cold-Blooded, and then one that keeps you off of UAVs and protects you from counter UAVs, possibly as well. I can't remember exactly, but that's Ghost. And Ghost also, here's the big change that's been made, only affects you if you're moving constantly around the map. So if you stop at all, you will then show up on the radar as the radar swipes over that area that you're on. So it's sort of luck of the draw whether or not you stop at precisely the wrong time. I was going to say right time, but it really is the wrong time, and that definitely complicates things. But you might be thinking to yourself, and I know a lot of people are thinking to themselves, well, what if you just move around all the time? What if you just move back and forth, or you camp in one room and constantly move in circles? Unfortunately, that does work to counter Ghost. That does work to counter the counter they added into the game. I don't know what to say, but it keeps you off the radar if you just move a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. However, if you think about it, how difficult is it to constantly move around in circles or move back and forth and aim and shoot at the same time? It might be feasible to do for a little bit and maybe to get a couple kills if you put yourself in an advantage or you put yourself in a spot or a situation where you have a really big advantage, whether it's you've got better cover or you just have a much better gun than your enemy. But really, it's not a feasible way to stay on a kill streak. It's really, really difficult to constantly move, especially when you get into gunfights. When you get into gunfights, your first thing that you're going to do is pull up your sight and then start aiming. And if you're still strafing during that time, it's going to make the whole aiming process far more difficult. So I know a lot of people think that that's what a lot of people are just going to do. They're just going to constantly move back and forth. But I just don't see people actually getting away with that and being able to do well. So let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts on this are. please, please, please remember that David Vonderhaar said that they will, and that he said, mark my words, that they will be patching perks post-release of Black Ops 2. So leave your suggestions. How do you think the perk should be changed? Should it be a radius that you have to move within? Should it only keep you off the radar for a certain amount of time every time you move? Let me know. Leave a comment. If you guys enjoyed this commentary, please take a second to give it a like rating. That really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you guys later.